Welcome to Pod Me If You Can TV. Today's film is The Inside Man from 1984, starring Mr. Dennis Hopper. And it was a Swedish production, which translates to Slagskampen, which translates to Strike Fighter. So, that's pretty good. Like, quick side note, on the DVD here, it's a Showtime DVD, and on the inside cover of the DVD, we've actually got an ad for a previous film from Pod Me If You Can, which is Mesmerized, the Jodie Foster and John Lithgow.
Oh, really?
one. Yeah. But also you can see from the DVD packaging that Mr. Dennis Hopper, the late Dennis Hopper, has top billing. He's all over this thing. There's a picture of him with and without a gun, and I don't think he has a gun in the entire film. He's in it for probably 6 to 7 minutes tops.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the Inside Man is played by a guy named Corey Mulder. Mm-hmm. I think it's English pronounced, but it's, everybody is Swedish in this film. It's an international co-production, so you don't really know exactly how to say it unless you're Swedish as well. But let me give you a quick blurb on this, Lloyd. Internationally produced, The Inside Man was inspired by a true story. In 1981, a Soviet submarine ran aground on the coast of Sweden. The sub was carrying a hush-hush laser search device, which promptly vanished. So this is the search for the laser. Now, they believe that this bad guy, who owns the submarine and the laser, made it go missing so that he would collect both the insurance money and still have the laser that he could then sell on the black market. But to find out whether or not he has it, they require an inside man. So they get this guy who he's a Marine, and it shows him getting kicked out of the Marines for punching this naked guy in a sauna, which is pretty weird. All the fight scenes in this film are terrible. Just quietly, Lloyd. Terrible. I cannot stress how phony everything looks. But the Inside Man, I'm so bored watching this film. 12 minutes in, so bored. Anyway, the Inside Man is this former Marine. He wants to be back into the Marines, so he's going to do this as a sort of a launch pad to get him back in there, which is he's going to help out military intelligence find out about this laser. Okay, he will be playing the chauffeur for this rich guy. So he'll listen, he'll take notes. He has this great sequence where he has to get one of those old floppy disks, and they teach him how to put the floppy disk in and copy the information off the computer in the guy's study.
Yep. Because
when he drives in places, often he has to stay at the house. So, he's right up inside there. He's juggling two girls at once. One of whom is his girlfriend, and one of whom is the secretary at the military intelligence place. One is very different looking than the other. One, I would say, looks far too old for him, and the other probably more of his match. Basically, it's America versus Russia in this kind of Cold War story, and Sweden can't lose because they're not in the game, as the bad guy says. They're just providing weapons and things like that. It's a frustrating story to watch because it feels like it's so talky. It's so heavy on just dialogue. Dennis Hopper has been accused on IMDb message boards of speaking all of his lines, just reading them off cue cards, just off screen. So it's possible. He doesn't seem to be trying very hard. Somebody wrote a really nice review that was, he found it for $5, this DVD, and that they should pay him $20 for having watched it. I can't find anyone who really likes this film, but that's nevertheless. There's a character whose name is Stieg Larsson, which is super close to Stieg Larsson, the author of Girl with a Dragon Tattoo.
All right.
So that was fascinating to hear this Stieg Larsson name constantly dropped into conversations. At the end of this film, his cover gets blown because he's terrible at being a spy, because he's a crappy Marine and an equally crappy spy, and he basically wants to keep working for military intelligence, and they say, "Who ever heard of an inside man working on the outside?" He punches Dennis Hopper in the face, which is about all of the action Dennis Hopper sees, and it's all pretty weak.
Was there any nudity or any explicit scenes in this movie?
the guys in the sauna, you see half a dozen naked dudes, but you see 2 women topless, but it's really in like a one pulls a shower curtain and sort of exposes herself a little bit, and the other is kissing him in a bed. It's his girlfriend, and sort of you see side boob or something. There's nothing really to grab you in this film. It is super pointless because not only is he a terrible spy and gets kicked off, the twist of this film is that the laser doesn't even work, and that the whole thing is pointless. The 3 deaths that happen in this film, pointless. The fact they needed him to be an inside man is pointless. And it's this commentary, I think, on the way departments work, because like the head of the military intelligence knew this all along, that the laser didn't work, but he didn't tell any of his lowers. So they still went through all this, observation and surveillance and junk. It's all pretty lame. The ending where they try and eliminate the inside man, the bad guys who he was working for a chauffeur with, they try and choke him from behind in a car, and he's being choked and he drives the car. He's able to accelerate and he drives it off the pier into the water. And as he's being choked to death, he's the one that comes up and lives, whereas the guy in the backseat behind him, I guess he couldn't swim, is the joke. And he doesn't come up to the surface. The attacker dies and the inside man lives. But the final shots of the film, they're still following him. They're trailing him in a car. So
I feel sorry for anyone who rented this movie thinking it was a Spike Lee film.
Yes, true, the Denzel Washington film of the same name. It is not, and it is not good. And I would challenge you to find somebody who likes this film, and I look forward to, if anyone knows, YouTube comments, that's what they're here for. One day we'll check them out. Let us know if you loved this film, or if you've ever heard of this film before now. I mean, the problem is that everybody went on to do lots of other productions, but they all sound like things from the IKEA catalogue. So I don't know whether or not anything is good. Everything sounds Swedish. Anyway, find more from us at www.podmeifyoucan.com.